Welcome back to the Rest is F1 podcast. Today we are talking about the Qatar GP, and I've got ABD and Ham with me again. How are we, boys?
Good to be back. Good to be back together with the two of you. What a race. I mean, it was boring, but the championship fight just, you know, took another step. Like, it will only be decided in Abu Dhabi and got really close. So, really looking forward to the next race.
Hey guys, a three-way battle to the end. What a drive by Max, and an absolute what do you call it?
Bottle job?
Bottle job, exactly, by McLaren over there. They had the perfect setup. Lando could have taken up the lead, or Piastri could have won. Everything was there right in front, and they ended up bottling it up. Strategy and everything. Let's just deep dive in and just pick on McLaren at this point.
Yeah. You started off well. I think we'll start on McLaren first. Obviously, just to put the base out there for everyone, is that Piastri got the pole in sprint quali. Piastri won the sprint. Piastri got pole in actual quali. And then 7 laps into the race, McLaren are 1 and 3. And then the safety car happens. And they threw the entire race away with one mistake, not pitting both drivers. Please go ahead and say what you need to say.
Yeah, I think they were like playing it equal for both the drivers. If that wasn't the case, I would have hoped, like, when they saw Max pitting, they would have pitted Norris as well. That didn't happen. It's a mess up of strategy. They had the win in the pocket. They couldn't get it done. So it's a big shame. And also coming from a double DNF or double DSQ in Las Vegas, it's just sort of uphill battle for them for the last 2 races. So a team finishing in second and fourth for Norris, I haven't seen a team gutted in that way after finishing second and fourth. So it's a huge loss for McLaren. They just made their life really hard by in the championship fight as well for the drivers. So yeah, really looking forward to Abu Dhabi. Good for us as fans, I guess, but it's just a mess up from their side with strategy.
It was a solid weekend for Piastri until the very race started. He had a really good comeback. He had some things to prove, and he was doing that. To be honest, I wouldn't blame the drivers except Lando for his turn 1 incident. But apart from that, I wouldn't blame any of the drivers both of the drivers for McLaren, because they did what they did. They drove beautifully. Piastri had it under control. Lando ruin his start, but then he was right behind. He would have at least been on the podium over there. But then the whole strategy called by the team was absolutely bad. It's the worst thing the drivers could have, at least for this race, especially when both their drivers are on the verge of winning the drivers constructors, and this is actually bad for them. I don't know what else to add to this. I feel so bad for both the drivers, but as fans, it's interesting. 3-way battle, Max. What a comeback. We actually wrote him off in the first half of the season that he would not be catching the McLarens. And 1 race to go. He is P2 in the championship. I mean, that was massive. McLaren gutted it. Verstappen swooped in and took the glory.
Yeah. I would first say, so I've talked about Piastri was really good. I would say Piastri was the fastest man all day on the track. If you're looking at pure pace, I think Piastri was definitely the fastest. But I would say there was quite a big gap in terms of the quality of driving between Piastri and Norris, actually. I think Norris was a lot slower than Oscar. He was snapping it through the fast corners like a lot more. I don't think he was bad, but I don't think he was very good either. And I do think that Max would have kept ahead of Lando at the very least. So look, I think McLaren are just scared of favoring their driver, one driver over the other. I mean, I know they've been accused of that all season long, favoring Lando over Oscar, and we all have our thoughts on that, but I think this is just a poor thing. Like they want to keep it fair, but they could have still kept it fair and boxed both of them at the same time instead of throwing away such good points for them, both of their drivers in the championship. And this, some people are saying this race has hurt Lando more than it has hurt Oscar. I think it's actually the other way around. I think Oscar's out of the fight almost now from this. He needs so much to go his way in Abu Dhabi. So
Yeah, I think he was the most gutted after the race. We all saw the hug from Zach Brown walking into the pen. I think it was a bit of a TV stunt as well to show the media that he has the support from the team. So yeah, it's the worst case for him. What could have happened, and it happened, right? So 16 points behind now. There's a lot of permutations and combinations that need to come into play for him to win the championship. Yeah, it's going to be a long fight.
Well, I mean, Oscar was P1 throughout the season. Let's say, I think ever since the second or third race, he has took the lead from Lando, and until a couple of races, Lando took it back, and right now we've got Max ahead of him. So he would definitely be gutted after hearing that. And this race was the race where he could have cut down a huge margin from Lando with the win. He would have just been what 8 points behind Lando. That is a massive one. But then the tables have turned. The strategy calls were poor, and Lando was not benefited from this race. Like you guys said, the most to lose is Piastri from this.
yep, yeah. I think I don't like to say it, but I think we can pretty much count Oscar out because we've been saying it. He needs too much to go his way.
From the list of things, from the calculations we've got, I think Lando has to finish under P4 or P5, if I'm not wrong.
He
And Piastri has to win.
He has to finish P6 if Piastri wins. For Piastri
Oh,
to win.
P6 or under.
P6 or lower, and for Max to win, he has to be off the podium. So as long as Lando's not on the podium and Max wins the race, Max will win the championship.
Is this gonna be like similar to what happened with Lewis Hamilton? Is that clock going slow? I mean, because imagine Oscar's won it, Max is right behind, and Piastri is so Oscar Norris is P6.
I think we are going to Abu Dhabi predictions now. Not
Yeah, let's not skip to the next video.
But then I think it's kind of the same over there. So similar to the 2008.
I will
ending.
say, if Oscar wins this championship from here, I think that would be the craziest thing ever because, like, from how far back the margin is, he's like a whole over a third place worth of points away from. He's like a P2 behind Lando, pretty much. That's what he's behind Lando by. So,
And Shaq, to be honest, even if he wins it, he still has Lando behind him. So Lando has to finish below P5 for Oscar to win this. Doesn't matter where Max finishes. If Lando or Oscar wins, Norris has to be below P5. I mean,
P6, below P6. Oh, yeah, below P5. P6 or below, yeah. No, I
yes,
was talking about if he wins a championship, that would be the craziest thing ever for
I
Oscar.
know.
Like, from how far back.
Imagine the race is over, everything is done, and bam comes FIA under the
Yeah,
skid
I
board.
did.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
FIA, please do not ruin this. Please do not ruin this.
That is gonna be
Yeah,
wild.
yeah. All right, now we're talking about Abu Dhabi too much. Let's talk about
Yes,
this
yes.
race.
Okay, back to Qatar. Back to
Back to
Qatar.
Qatar. So, it's the
Shaq,
man,
why don't you talk about the guy behind you?
the guy behind
I
me, the
mean,
guy on my head, the guy on my hoodie, everything, man.
long overdue.
Um, it's all with him. The momentum is all with him. He is just on top of these guys. These guys are clueless as to what to do. I mean, if you ever, scared of someone chasing you down, it's Max Verstappen, and this guy just keeps pegging away, chipping away at this lead, and it's 104 points of a difference to Piastri after the Dutch Grand Prix, and he's now ahead of Piastri, and he's only 12 points behind the current leader, Lando Norris. So, I mean, 10 out of 10 race from him. He didn't have to do anything particularly crazy or special, maybe compared to like a Vegas, where he did there. But I will say he was quicker than Lando, who was on mediums when Verstappen was on hards. He was much faster than Lando, because you could see him catching just before Lando pitted. So yeah, that's the
But but
Verstappen
but
story.
but then I think I mean Shaq, like we texted earlier about that. Fresher tires are more advantageous in that sense because Lando's mediums were gone. I mean, it was towards his pit stop and it was actually gone. So it was quite expected Max to catch up to him real quick. But then I've got another question to you guys. They okay, McLaren pit at the 47th or 48th lap, if I'm not wrong. If they had pitted earlier, let's say around for 42nd lap or 43rd, giving Piastri a couple of more laps to chase down Max, would he have caught up
No,
to him?
no.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is where I really have to praise Carlos Sainz. His like strategy in sitting inside the car and thinking about everyone around him is just insane. He was sitting so Antonelli was behind him and Norris was behind Antonelli, and Sainz was predicting it's going to be really hard for Norris to overtake Antonelli. So that's them pitting in 47th lap or whatever. But if they would have stopped earlier, would have been an impossible job to overtake any of the cars with the old tires. So yeah, I don't think that was going
No,
to be helpful.
I know. I'm asking about Piastri catching up Max. With
That's going to be even worse. That's going to be
15
even
laps
worse.
time, 15, 16 laps.
No,
We've seen Piastri was actually fast.
he would have less. He would have less pace advantage of those tires.
Yeah.
Like he had pitted later, which gave him more pace, but pitting earlier, he has a bit less pace overall
Yeah.
over the stint. So I would still say no. He did a really good job to catch up the amount he did, but
But then
it was too much.
he would still have fresher tires than Max.
Yeah, but it's too much. The gap was just too big, man. Like it
Can
was
I
too
just can I
big.
just say
Yeah.
sorry? Can I just say something about Max? I think at least like last 3 or 4 races, every pre-race press conferences, like the journalists were asking him, "So what's your number going to be for next year?" I think that has stopped
The question
because
stopped. Yeah.
everyone's doubting it's going to be number one again. So I think that's one
Yes.
thing I want to say.
This hat is a good purchase. It's staying. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
but then when he asked the press, he said he wants number 3, but which
Yeah.
was used by Daniel Ricciardo previously, and they have to wait for 2 years for that number to be reused again.
I think you just go
So
back to the old one. 33.
33.
33.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know. We have to wait one more race for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what he does. The other thing, and you mentioned it, you mentioned Carlos Sainz. He was the top three, I would say all were perfect in my eyes. Their driving, I think.
I would say he's the star of the race.
Yeah, but he's kind of been swept under the rug because of the thing happening at the front with the championship. But
So true,
he's
yeah.
done a brilliant job. He's got 2 podiums for Williams, and he's still behind Albon. So we'll give Albon his credit as well, because to be not having a podium this year
Still ahead, yeah.
and still ahead of
But then it's
Carlos.
consistency over anything. I mean,
Yeah,
Albon has been
consistency, while
consistent
Carlos
throughout the
has had
season.
the higher highs.
Exactly. Carlos has finished in higher position, but then we could see the point difference between both Albon and Sainz. Albon has been consistently finishing in points, where when Sainz has just been having unfortunate races throughout the season. But then when he finishes high.
Yeah, but let's not forget this is his first year in Williams, and that showed in the first half. I think second half he has been amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
Getting Williams a podium, that's massive.
Yeah, and 2 of them now. So
Yeah.
awesome job from him. Can't praise him enough. But that is P5 for the Williams team and the constructors as well. They've sealed that off. They've been kind of alone in the middle of the pack all year long. So, I mean, that's great to see, because we all predicted they would be going higher up, and they have done that. But the team that has not been going higher up, and we know who it is because everybody's wearing the colors. It's of course Ferrari. Ferrari.
I'm wearing a Porsche jacket, so
Yeah, you're safe. Don't worry. I just pointed out the color. Don't worry.
I mean, what a
Shocking.
team!
Just
What a
shocking.
team! What a beautiful team!
Just shocking what they can.
It's
They
worse than
never-
McLaren strategies.
They never.
it was
fail-
literally. Yep, sorry, go on, check.
No, I just wanted to say they never fail to disappoint you every race.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the onboards from both Leclerc and Hamilton. It almost looked like that car was so undrivable this weekend.
Oh, it was. It was.
Yeah, it's like they're fighting with the car, and it was crazy to watch. What I don't know how they have like done it to that car like towards the end of the season. It's just crazy with the amount of resource they have, with the amount of money they have. Can you imagine like a Williams finishing P3 with not even quarter of the budget that Ferrari has, and it's just
You don't have
insane.
to imagine it's happened. It's happened a few times now.
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis was saying things like, "Oh, I'm not looking forward to next year either," which is a really bad sign, because I mean, you think, okay, I've said this a few times this year, but you think about last year, they finished P2. They were fighting McLaren at the end of the season for the Constructors' Championship. They have dropped down to P4. They have had a podiumless driver, and they've dropped down to P4 behind a Red Bull that has scored 95% of its points from one driver. So that tells you how bad they have been doing, right? And honestly, P4 might be a blessing for them, because they need the win time, the aero time in the tunnel. to make
Yeah.
a car next year, because this is shocking, really shocking. I did not.
To be honest, I still say Hamilton's move to Ferrari is the worst decision he's done.
Yes. It's the opposite of the Mercedes decision.
Exactly, yes. He should have just stayed in Mercedes. I mean, he would have still been P2.
Yeah. One thing I always hear people say is that Ferrari always ruin the careers of champions, and that includes Vettel and Hamilton now as well. So yeah.
I think the only guy who has actually made the most out of was Schumacher. And it's kind of the opposite if you think about it. When Hamilton came to Mercedes, they had an huge uplift. But when Schumacher came to Mercedes, it was totally different. It was like how Ferrari was. So I think they swapped positions there.
Yeah.
The best driver for Mercedes is Hamilton, and the best driver for Ferrari is Schumacher.
Yeah. No doubt in that. Last thing I want to point out, Alonso and Lawson did well to score points in the chaos that was in this race. And I want to give extra credit to Alonso because he scored points in both the sprint and the race.
And Racing Bulls, they could have got both the cars in points. It's just unfortunate with what happened with Hadjar with the puncture.
Yeah, so that's also there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Last thing, who wins the championship? Ask it every week. I'm asking it for one more time.
I'll just go with the what the brain says. It's just going to be Lando Norris. I think he's going to play safe. I don't think he's going to be finishing.
He has to have an upper hand. Playing safe doesn't cut it.
We'll see. I think he's going to play safe. I don't think he want to finish first. if Max comes as always, if Max comes alongside him to the first corner, he's just gonna let him go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, right? It doesn't matter. I just need to be on the podium to win.
Yeah. I mean, unless the McLaren's slow.
I would love to bet on the odds Oscar Piastri.
Whoa. Okay.
I would love to bet on the odds. Exactly. It's crazy, but then I just love to bet on the odds. Let's see.
I mean, I'm going with this guy. This guy here, he has been awesome to watch every single year. So I'm going.
Everyone goes quiet when you say Max. Everyone's scared of.
Yeah. He's a T-Rex.
I would love to see a turn one incident between Max and Lando.
No thanks. I mean, actually, look.
If that happens, we've got Oscar Piastri on podium.
As much as it would suck for Max, I would like to see Oscar win as well. So, yeah, we'll leave that to this weekend happening. But that's everything from Qatar. Not a very interesting race, but a very interesting result. And it's gonna be a big one. Abu Dhabi is next. So we'll see you guys for our predictions video. Bye guys.
Can't wait. See ya.
Hey guys, and do like, share, and subscribe. And on to Abu Dhabi.